So obviously BlackRock has been all in on the Bitcoin and the Ethereum train, but what about XRP, right? For the longest time, a lot of people have been saying like, does BlackRock have some sort of secret use case going on with XRP? How is BlackRock going to utilize XRP? Are they going to utilize XRP? Do they have a connection back to Ripple and so forth? And, by the end of this video, you guys are going to be seeing what the true plan here around a potential BlackRock and Ripple use case could very well be. I think that we're kind of getting some subtle hints, but I want to go deep into this and really kind of focus on a few connections. So with that, welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And also, if you guys are not following me on all social media platforms by now, I 100% believe that you guys should be, because I am releasing a lot more content as well. And also join the free Discord with 6,000 plus additional members, where you can get access to a ton of free content around guides, market strategies, and a lot more. Now, with that in mind, Xrp actually posted a great post, and it was a level playing field, all we ever wanted for all crypto, Ripple versus SEC. Now, listen closely. This is Robert Mitchnick from BlackRock, head of digital assets, and listen closely to this.
Let's talk a little bit about Ethereum versus Bitcoin here in the regulatory structure, right? And by the way, Rob, has the SEC even come down that hard on the crypto world if you think about two spot ETFs?
I was thinking the same thing.
What is everyone complaining about? I get the suits against the exchanges, but still, under this administration, you have seen two major spot ETFs launched. How far down the road can you go with still the remaining regulatory uncertainty? And by the way, there's tons of it.
Right. Well, I think it's a really beneficial thing for investors and for markets. What's happened with these ETFs, they've brought access to these assets, which many investors clearly have wanted and have been excited to get the opportunity to hold through an ETF, and brought that into a regulated environment, into these wrappers. There's a ton of demand from our clients, clearly, to be able to access the leading crypto assets within the exchange-traded wrapper. And so it's been a great year from that standpoint.
As Sonali mentioned, we've seen the launch of Bitcoin and Ether ETFs under SEC Chair Gary Gensler. But there has been a lot of discussion in recent months about how much friendlier Trump administration would be to crypto. Certainly the crypto industry is vocal about that. What would be different, if anything, under a Trump White House than a Biden White House or a Harris White House?
Right. Well, I actually think the meaningful shifts that we've seen has been over the course of 2024. You've seen this clear growth in recognition generally from a congressional standpoint that there's a need to develop effective regulation in this space, regulation that supports innovation and also protects investors. And that actually has been bipartisan. So that's probably the most notable thing that we've seen, is the emergence of this as a bipartisan concept.
Rob, how much institutional interest is there in blockchain products outside of the ETF wrapper?
Well, I think there's a fair bit. You've seen activity around tokenization. Think about the activity that's happened around stablecoins. When we think about the digital asset space, we think about it across three pillars. It's crypto, it's stablecoins, and tokenization. Many of our clients are interested clearly in investing in Bitcoin and in Ether, but they're also interested in some of these other technology applications, particularly around tokenization.
Now, I love what he says there, right? He doesn't name any names, because obviously they can't, apparently. Listen to what he's saying there real quick.
They're interested clearly in investing in Bitcoin and in Ether, but they're also interested in some of these other technology applications, particularly around tokenization.
In these other technology applications, specifically around tokenization. Okay, interesting. So over here, we have the Digital Asset Summit 2024. This was 3 months ago. I believe it happened around, I want to say, May. But the full focus was BlackRock and Barclays used JP Morgan's blockchain in a milestone collateral transaction. BlackRock CEO says that he believes Bitcoin and crypto will play a role as a flight to quality. Major European clearinghouse Euroclear issues first ever tokenized digital Eurobond worth 106 million. JP Morgan reveals that its digital coin handled 1 billion worth of transactions daily. Crypto market cap nears 1.5 trillion for the first time in nearly 2 years. CME Bitcoin futures open interest surpasses Binance to claim the #1 spot for the first time in 2 years. UBS launches crypto ETF trading for wealthy Hong Kong clients. Japanese banking giant Nomura launches ETH fund. BlackRock files for spot Ethereum ETF. HSBC announces digital assets custody services for institutional investors. UK sets out proposals to bring stablecoins into the real economy. HSBC launches tokenized ownership of physical gold. Thailand's fourth largest bank buys 103 million stake in crypto exchange Standard Chartered's Zodiac custody expands to Hong Kong. Wisdom Tree announces plans for more digital funds for blockchain-enabled app. World Bank rolls out first digital bond issuance on Euroclear. Standard Chartered to invest 100 million in crypto startups. So it seems as though it's all based around institutionalization, tokenization, regulation, all big focus here. But why was Brad Garlinghouse a speaker at this summit? I mean, for the most part, the main thing that they were talking about here was tokenization, the Bitcoin ETFs, ETH ETFs, and then regulations. Okay, interesting. And also, if we go back in time a little bit, January, Larry Fink was on Fox. Larry Fink on Fox Business. Gasp. How about the XRP ETF? Fink, you know I can't answer that. Okay, listen.
Advent of Bitcoin ETFs is an example that we're legitimizing it. We're creating more safety.
Well, let me ask you this. Will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't. And you don't want me to.
I do.
Well, I can't.
All right.
So he can't. Why? Why can't they talk about an XRP ETF? Do they have it planned, or do they have a different, plan in place for XRP? Like, what is going on here? But then even Brad Garlinghouse at Davos about an XRP ETF.
There were a couple of interesting things after that Bitcoin ETF was approved in that statement. One, and I paraphrase here, was effectively Gary Gensler saying, just because we allowed the Bitcoin ETF, don't think we're now going to allow a bunch of other crypto assets. The second interesting thing was the price of Ether skyrocketed immediately after, on hopes that there could now next be an ETH ETF. What are the chances of that?
I think it's a certainty. I think
This year?
I'm not going to put a horizon on the time, but I think there will be other ETFs for sure.
An XRP one?
There will be other ETFs for sure.
But an XRP one?
I love this game we play. Look, I am very
That's the last time I lost.
That's fine. But look, the sad part of that reality is we have a Bitcoin ETF only because a U.S. court said to the SEC, you're being arbitrary and capricious in your application of the law. What would be sad is if every...
So he can't talk about an XRP ETF either. And then more recently, he was mentioned that he was optimistic about it. Okay. Well, let's go back to what Robert Mitchnick was talking about, because if they can't talk about an XRP ETF, what is the focus here? Well, listen closely to what he says one more time.
And in Ether, but they're also interested in some of these other technology applications, particularly around tokenization.
Tokenization is the focus. All right. Well, over here, Ripple put out May 29th, the building blocks of institutional DeFi on the XRP ledger. Now, this is a very big deal because institutional DeFi is now a full focus of mine, considering the fact that this is going to really transform everything around finance as we know it. It's also going to welcome in tokenization itself. The XRP ledger is battle test, enabling the secure, reliable tokenization and movement of value for over a decade. It's one of the most trusted ones in the space. And the full focus of institutional DeFi specifically is tokenization. Tokenization is the key thing to really kind of address when it comes to institutional DeFi. The XRP ledger is now stacked with a lot of the main things that it needs in order for institutional DeFi to actually happen on the XRP ledger and really kind of expand rapidly. But we know that this has been their goal since a while back now, because Ripple has an open role on their website, Senior Manager, Business Development, Institutional DeFi. And remember what this job is, right? It's not just about institutional DeFi. The full focus here is tokenized financial assets. As part of this mission, Ripple X is increasingly invested in institutional DeFi, which is the application of blockchain technologies and protocols to tokenized financial assets combined with appropriate regulatory and compliance guardrails. Institutional DeFi is poised for massive adoption by the financial services industry, and Ripple is actively partnering with enterprises and institutions to develop solutions and use cases, leveraging the XRP ledger and its native digital asset XRP. All right, well, if BlackRock couldn't really talk too much about an XRP ETF, and Ripple really couldn't talk about, the XRP ETF besides, them being optimistic on it, does this mean that there's a potential use case here for the XRP ledger for tokenization services with BlackRock potentially? Because we now know that their clients are heavily interested in tokenization outside of ETFs. Well, the number one project that I really kind of look at that is now fully focused on institutional DeFi and specifically institutional tokenization is Ripple. Even more recently, they've been going all in on tokenization. August 1st, we got the tokenized T-bills. Big game changer. In fact, this is a major sign of confidence around the XRP ledger. We even have a quote down here: institutions are increasingly looking at where to tokenize their real-world assets, and the arrival of T-bills on the XRP ledger powered by OpenEden reinforces the decentralized layer 1 blockchain. Again, it is providing even more confidence to the XRP ledger for institutions. Now also, Ripple collaborates with Archix to bring tokenized real-world assets to the XRP ledger. Big game changer. And there's a lot more, right? Archix, Axeler, Zonix. And even over here, we have Singapore reports on Ripple upcoming stablecoin launch, and Monica Long, Ripple president, adds, issuing our stablecoin on the XRP ledger and Ethereum will serve as a pivotal entry point to unlock new opportunities for institutional and DeFi use cases across multiple ecosystems. The XRP ledger's native capabilities, including a decentralized exchange and automated market maker, were built to utilize XRP as the bridge asset. Bringing a trusted stablecoin onto the XRP ledger will drive more adoption and development, contributing to a vibrant ecosystem. And yes, the stablecoin is mentioned as a key tool for institutional DeFi on the XRP ledger. All of this is coming together to support institutional adoption of the XRP ledger through tokenization and through DeFi. I am very excited about this, and I think that this has been planned for a while. And as we look at BlackRock, if I was BlackRock and I wanted to utilize some network in this space to tokenize with, I would be looking at the best in class technology, one, but I would also be looking at the most trustworthy technology. The XRP ledger has been around for well over a decade. It's been the key ledger to look at when it comes to financial use cases and even tokenization use cases, as they even mention over here on this article, right? With over 2.8 billion transactions processed, representing over $1 trillion in value moved, and over 5 million active XRP wallet holders secured by a network of over 100 validators, the XRP ledger remains as robust as ever before. And yeah, it's because it is fully focused on when it comes to these types of use cases. It's been around for so long, it's been trustworthy. It has 100% uptime since its inception. Its ability to handle transactions swiftly and at low cost makes it an attractive option for institutions. The security features built into the core protocol layer ensure that transactions and data remain secure, a critical requirement for institutional adoption. Now, with all of this in mind, what really is the truth behind BlackRock and Ripple? Well, I'll put it this way. Tokenization, it's much bigger than BlackRock, right? BlackRock, assets under management, 10 trillion. The total addressable market for tokenization is in the quadrillions of dollars. So am I really concerned about BlackRock using the XRP ledger and working with Ripple? Not exactly. But is there a possibility that BlackRock and Ripple could be working together? 100%. 100%. I mean, why couldn't Larry Fink talk about it? Why couldn't he talk about an XRP ETF? Why couldn't Brad Garlinghouse talk about an XRP ETF? It's just so interesting that this is like right around the same exact time and they can't talk about an XRP ETF. And then we hear, from Robert Mitchnick, head of digital assets at BlackRock, that, our clients are more focused on tokenization on these other platforms. And at the same exact time, Ripple is going all in on tokenization on the XRP ledger and pushing institutional DeFi initiatives around tokenization on the XRP ledger. They're even hiring around institutional DeFi for tokenization on the XRP ledger. I don't believe in coincidences. It's definitely interesting here. Now, is there any proof that BlackRock is working with Ripple? No, there isn't. But this is the truth about BlackRock and Ripple possibly working together. It is a possibility. But outside of that, I'm not too concerned about it because I really do think that this space is going to be much bigger than BlackRock, especially when we look at how much money is around tokenization and the total addressable market. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.